Oh, hang on. Think it's working? Ooh. Potentially not. Let's have a look. Oh, shipmates. Ah, it's working now. What a lovely day here in the port of Southampton. Let's quick check of the weather. Look at that. 25.6 degrees centigrade. Rather unusual. It's not often we see such glorious weather here in the port of Southampton. I see over the weekend the rest of the country is going to be experiencing temperatures in the 30-degree range, whereas unfortunately we're going to be down in the low 20s apparently. We are just waiting for Queen Mary 2. She has departed. She's on the way. She departed just after 5, and then Britannia departs at 6 o'clock. Just the two for this evening. I think we've been rather treated recently to lots of different ships in one evening, but just the two for this evening. And have a quick look at the map, and we'll have a look. There we go. There's Queen Mary 2, just passing Mayflower Park. Probably on our screens in sort of 5 minutes or so. Have a quick look around on the cameras, shall we? We have over in Cowes, looks like a beautiful day out on the Solent. Quite a few yachts out there. Calm seas, a little bit hazy. Netley focused on Dockhead, so we'll get our first view of Queen Mary 2. She'll come from the right-hand side. And on Itchingham, we have a super yacht. Arrived in port, I think it was yesterday, and then moved over to Ocean Village. Has a peculiar name, which I have completely forgotten. Let's see if I can find the name of the super yacht, shall I? Something like CMYK or something. No, MYKO. The owner of the super yacht, MYKO, is unknown. I just have a quick look on the internet, but no one seems to know who owns MYKO. So, a European multimillionaire was the current thinking on that one. More of a sort of expedition-style yacht. I think it was built in Italy. No, I don't know. I need to pop down to Ocean Village and have a look, see what's going on. And here we go. The Queen Mary 2 is just on the right side. You can see the resplendently red funnel on our screens. Let's have a look. I'll have a quick look in the chat while waiting. Oh, plenty of shipmates in the chat. Oh, ahoy, old shipmates in the chat. What's this? Oh, JB the Duckman sat on the beach in Cowes on the Isle of Wight. Oh, excellent. He'll be getting some sort of view, probably a bit like this over the Solent. This is for our Cowes camp. Oh, probably perfect even for that. Maybe he's popped out and got some fish and chips and enjoying that. Ahoy there, Steve Mack, on time. Well done, shipmate. Ahoy there, Elizabeth G. Ahoy there, Jewel Marsh. Ahoy there, Rab Nesbitt. Mission to board, shipmate. Welcome aboard. Looks like we've got some small dinghies out there. Enjoying the conditions. Let's keep an eye on cruise cam. Yeah, okay at the moment. Steve Mack says it is sunny in the East Midlands. Oh no, Barry Finch says it's sunny in the East Midlands. Oh, good. I think it's been sunny generally all over the country. Or that Chris Buster said it's just booked on Queen Anne today. What a ship. Elizabeth G says we can hear you. Good. I didn't look like I had any sound. I'd plugged the microphone in. I'd forgotten to plug it in, and then when I plugged it in, sometimes it doesn't work. But yeah, it all seemed working. Oh, there, Gingerbread House. Oh, there, Diane B. Oh, let's have a quick look on the cruise cam. I think we've got to be getting pretty close. We've got one of the red funnels just slipping past. Could just be, I can never quite get it right. I think we'll see a bit more of the Queen Mary 2 before then. Let's move these cameras around to a better position, shall we? You know, so in some sort of resemblance that I know what I'm doing. Okay, over to there with you. Not a very good image on Itchin Cow, unfortunately, sort of staring straight into the sun. But there we go, there's Queen Mary 2 on the right-hand side. She'll get a good view now that she's out of directly staring into the sun. Always some sort of weather condition to complain about on the channel. I shall move... Oops, come on, Netley Cam, behave yourself. There we go, Netley Cam across a bit. You'll come up past that dock head very shortly and appear on cruise cam. All these different angles makes it quite difficult to work out what's pointing where sometimes. And here we go. Get the unmistakable silhouetted bow of the wonderful cruise liner, no less, not a cruise ship, Queen Mary 2. Off on a 14-night voyage to the Mediterranean. I would say that if you were departing the port of Southampton today, you might even feel you've already started your Mediterranean voyage. Do a bit of zooming in on Itchin Cam for when Queen Mary 2 comes past the dock head. There we go, that's that one ready. We can see Queen Mary 2 on the Netley Cam quite easily. But this is on cruise cam. A few shipmates up on the top there. Book any waivers today. Oh, it reminds me of the super yachts that I was talking about earlier. That's now in Ocean Village. We actually had a waiver as they came in early up Southampton water. Some shipmate was on the upper deck on the stern. Gave a good wave to the camera. I think that's the first super yacht waiver we've had. I say that looks like some fellows from the north up there. Oh no, it could be some Swiss. I thought they were Canadian. No, here we go. I have a very small screen, so it's not always easy to identify what's going on. But that looks to me like some Swiss chappies, although they're not on their balcony. Perhaps they're down in the buffet. I'm assuming, of course, Queen Mary 2 has a buffet. Might not be the case, of course. Very distinctive there on the Queen Mary 2's funnel is her name. And look at that, you'd have a top view tonight, shipmates. If you were going for a weekend away to the Isle of Wight, you're on the Isle of Wight ferry, and look at that. You've got a fantastic view of Queen Mary 2 in the sun, going on, frankly, your own Mediterranean-like holiday to the Isle of Wight. I always say that the Isle of Wight has a microclimate weather system, and this weekend it certainly does. There we go, I can see lots of photograph taking going on there. Zip it along a bit. Yeah, you can really get an idea of a sense of scale when you see one of the red funnel ferries compared to one of the cruise ships. Of course, the red funnel only departing for a 1-hour cruise to the Isle of Wight. Not the same as the Queen Mary 2. Like I say, conditions in port today are excellent. We've got a bit of a wind, but 25 degrees weather, but a bit of a wind. So I think if you're on the cruise ship, which way was the wind coming from? The wind was coming from the east. So it will be a bit of a tailwind. So it might not be so bad sitting on the stern of the Queen Mary 2. And what a lovely stern she has. That terraced look there, all round to that pool. I can see plenty of shipmates there. Just looks a touch hazy, doesn't it, over the Southampton water. Don't know if there's any smoke in the air coming from somewhere. Sometimes we get a bit of haze if there's some fires going on. There's been fires in the heathland before now. Time's gone past. The camera's really good at picking that up. Oh, quick look in the chat. Where are we going in the chat? Oh, there, Daniel San says he's been looking into why there's no timestamps. Oh, thank you for that, shipmate, because you know what? I've been wondering that myself. I just assumed it was something. I've been mobile a lot lately, so I didn't realise that it was a problem other than just mine. I thought that was a general problem. That's right, I thought it was just a personal problem. There we go. There's Britannia. There is Queen Mary 2 slipping behind Britannia. Britannia due to depart in about 20 minutes' time. In the meantime, we'll get a good old view of Queen Mary 2 going down Southampton Water. Bit of a race down Southampton Water. It looks like the Red Funnel is clearly winning that one, which is unusual because the cruise ships normally are quite fast. Queen Mary 2 is currently travelling at 7.3 knots, whereas Red Falcon got the hammer down at 11.3. Wonderful conditions today, shipmates. Wonderful conditions. I'm just going to move the cruise cam across to the other side and have a look what's going on. Well, nothing's going on. There's quite a few yachts out there. Good conditions for the yachts, I'd imagine. Plenty of shipmates in the chats. Ahoy to all shipmates. The shipmate ACSTE said Queen Mary 2 buffet is called King's Court, as on deck 7, the prompt deck. Well, thanks for that, shipmate. I do enjoy this channel so much. There are so many knowledgeable shipmates on this channel. I feel totally embarrassed if I say something I don't know anything about, so I'll just ask you shipmates to tell me what's going on. There's Stern of Britannia there, registered in the port of Southampton, which makes a change. We don't often see ships registered in the port of Southampton. Another view of the Red Funnel Queen Mary 2 race. I actually wonder if Queen Mary 2 might pick up a bit of speed. No, it looks like the Red Funnel's winning that one. Thank you for that, shipmate, telling me where the buffet was. Boy there, Pack Andrew asks, how's my day been? It's been busy, shipmates. I've been quite busy today. I've enjoyed briefly a bit of the good weather, and I happened to be in my cabin just in time for the broadcast. I didn't know if it was going to happen. I seem to struggle with the ships leaving at sort of 5 and 6 o'clock in the evening. Just sort of coincides with my sort of when I've been busy. Right. Boy there, shipmate Robert Fleming says, next Saturday, 17th, there are 5 ships departing. Will I cover that? Oh, let's have a look. I reckon I probably will. We've got actually doing some rather interesting boating activity later this week. I shall be rather bizarrely filming a music video on a boat on Thursday, Friday, which is unusual for me. It's not the sort of thing I normally do. That'll be different. There is the looking into the sun, unfortunately, on Netlycam, which I do like the silhouetted shape of Queen Mary 2 from that view. go back to the itching cam, slightly less silhouette-y. Yes, so 5 cruise ships next week. I'm just checking my calendar. I think that's probably a goer, shipmate. So that'll be a busy Saturday, won't it? 5 cruise ships. Oh, there's shipmate Steve Max says he likes the stern of Queen Mary 2. I agree. Lovely stern. One of the more interesting sterns in the cruise ship world that we have coming here to Southampton. All sorts of variety of sterns. I like Queen Mary stern. Shipmate Daniel Sen says he's been in touch with YouTube to bring back the timestamps. Good, thank you for that, shipmate. I do miss those timestamps. It's not the same without knowing what's going on. Probably one of those YouTube things. There's lots of YouTube things. I keep getting caught out by it all the time. Something happens and they tell me I need to go away and it'll take a month or a year to sort out. My entire operational existence seems to be around waiting for months and years for things to happen. The shipmate Lisa Sargent says, what weather app do you use? As I now have Meteor Bridge Nano on my Davis weather station. I actually use, you probably see the weather I bring an application. This one here. This is the local weather from the dockhead here in the port of Southampton. So this is supplied to me by ABP. They have a little weather station down there. So this is just a web page that I catch the weather from. And it's very local and very accurate, obviously, because it's just down the road. Before that, I was supplying data from my own weather station to Weather Underground. I found their service to be very accurate and reliable. Last weekend I was also out on a powerboat coming up the Solent and around up Southampton water when the cruise ships are departing. So I've got some footage of that. I do need to edit that up a bit. It's quite good. I was using my 360 camera. Sat on the front of the boat, probably being a bit naughty. I didn't have a life jacket on. Also, shipmates will be telling me off for that. Seems to be the way. There we go. There is Queen Mary 2 departing just behind the cruise ship Britannia. And you can see there's a bit of a haze going on, a bit of heat haze this time of year. There we go. Get yourself a rather lovely view of Queen Mary 2 from Britannia. Britannia due to depart in about 15 minutes. There's those little yachts out there whizzing around. Ideal conditions. You can see the water is quite calm considering the wind. But because the wind's coming from the east, it doesn't give a lot of ripples on Southampton water. It means it's a good sea state. If the wind typically comes from southwest, it comes straight up Southampton water, it can make it really quite choppy. Rather unnecessarily when you're in a small boat or a dinghy. Ahoy there, Ellie Merley. Again, where's it gone? Chat's a bit slow. A lot of chat. Oh, is that even? Yes. Steve Max says he's got timestamps on. Toggle timestamps. Yeah, I've got timestamps actually. Yeah, must be a Daniel San thing. Try a different device, Daniel San. Might be my suggestion. YouTube does strike again. This is true, Etienne. Very true. with their shipmates. David Seraphin's asking about Cameron Hab. Well, I've got a few feelers out. I'm just waiting for responses. It's just not particularly. It's exasperating because people have to go through their bosses and through the channels, and it just takes time, and no one's desperately interested to really help me out urgently. So I just got to keep pestering, but at the appropriate pester level. It just takes time. I'm still working on it. I've not given up. You can see one of the Ororos departing there, rounds the other side of Cowshot Spit. And Hot Shipmate Eater Price says Ocean Liner. Yes, well, Ocean Liner, cruise ship, It's not a container ship. I haven't called Queen Mary 2 a container ship, so I'm not entirely wrong, have I? Shipmate Leo Martin says that P&O Britannia will be in Liverpool this Sunday. Staying till Tuesday, apparently. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Ahoy there, Shipmate Thady. Good ahoy. Etienne, excellent spanners. Etienne Ross telling us that the Queen Mary 2 is on a 14-night Mediterranean cruise via Vigo, Barcelona, Marseille, Calvi, Civitavecchia, and Cadiz. Like it's calling in all the ports beginning with C. Oh, there, Neil Hollis says you have a great voice. Oh, thank you, shipmate. Actually, I've got a thing here. There we go. In case you're wondering, I am the captain of the Solent Ships YouTube channel. This is a Ships TV broadcast. Let's have a quick look on the other camera, shall we? She'll go back and have a little check on. We'll check on the bow of Britannia. That's a good indication of what's happening if there's a little shipmate popping his head out, getting on with the lines. Let's have a look, shall we? Oh, the lines are there. I don't see a shipmate though. No shipmates just yet. There we go. We should see a shipmate on the hatch there when the activity will happen. But it's about 10 minutes to go now, so probably supposed to be a bit early. I'll keep an eye on that. Need to move this camera, otherwise it's just facing an empty bit of water. Could have a better view now on Netlycam, now that Queen Mary 2 is no longer facing. There we go. See, we can see the Glovis Roro taking Land Rovers, Range Rovers, Minis, JCB diggers all over the world. In fact, where is the Glovis ship off to? The Glovis ship is off to Port Said in Egypt, so possibly taking lots of Land Rovers with her. Shipmate Sue Hawks says, can someone tell me what the big silver dome building is opposite Mayflower? Well, that is, in current parlance, the energy recovery facility, or as what you and I might commonly call it, an incinerator. Ahoy there, Shipmate K. Ahoy there, and Savage, apologising being late. No problem, shipmates. If you're much later, though, might be sending you to the brig. Ahoy there, Jim Bob. And ahoy there, Richard Holland says, did the subscription service get sorted? I've reapplied, and it's going to be by the end of the month. I don't understand, for a technology internet company, everything is next month. It's incredibly infuriating, but I'm just following the directions. Shipmate Train and Ferry Fan asks where Queen Mary 2 is off to. Off to the Mediterranean, shipmates, for a 14-night cruise. I think shipmate Mark G. There we go, our excellent spanner Mark G. It's filled in some information there. 14-night cruise via Vigo, Barcelona, Marseille, Kelvi, Vidovici, and Cadiz. Like I say, it seems to be calling in all the ports beginning with the letter C. Just going to have a quick look at myself to see what's going on. Nothing going on at Britannia just yet. Well, I reckon she might be a little bit late. Normally you'd see a shipmate on the well deck. If you're just curious, this is the one I was talking about here. So you can see the hatch that's open. There's no shipmate there. Normally there'll be a shipmate there. I'd say normally about sort of 10 minutes or so before departure, ready to coordinate the bring-ins of the lines from the shipmates on shore. But nothing as yet. Queen Mary 2 now passing the Esso refinery. Hoyder and Savage says that Jason Manford is on Britannia tonight. I'm not sure who Jason Manford is. Let's have a quick look. Jason Manford. Oh, he's a comedian. Yes, I see. I'm sure that'll be entertaining. Oh, thank you, shipmate. And so it says your stand-up comedian. Yeah, I recognise him now. I just didn't know his name. I'm not very good with names, shipmates, unless it involves ships, really. Quite good with ship names, ship details. See the Isle of Wight in the distance. You can see how once the weather picks up and the temperatures get a bit warmer, we're still talking over 25 degrees at the moment, which is fantastic temperatures for this. The port of Southampton, it just gets a little bit hazy, reduces our visibility. Perfect weather for being out on your yacht, though. With that shipmate, Surya Khan says, where's Britannia going? Britannia going? This is a good question, this shipmate. I'm entirely sure where Britannia is going. I could find out, though, couldn't I? Let's have a quick look, see if I can find out where Britannia is going. Britannia's off another 14-night cruise via Liverpool, Greenock, Kirkwall, Invergordon, and Leith. Hence, that's why one of the shipmates earlier was saying that Britannia will be in port for 3 or 4 days. I think that's what he was saying. She must be taking her time going around the coast. That would be quite a journey, wouldn't it? There seems to be general consensus in the chat. I see Ellie Murdy saying that Marina Claire is on Britannia today. If she is, she better jolly well wave. Otherwise, we should be very disappointed. And next time she's on the channel in the chat, we'll be sending her down the brig. Let's have a little scoot around Britannia, shall we? So let's see what's going on. Never know, she might be busily, frantically waving somewhere and we're missing it. No shipmates on the well deck there yet, so I think we've got about 10 minutes or so. It'll be a late departure for Britannia. Let's have a look. Who's on their balcony? Nobody's on their balcony. Oh, there's one shipmate there on the balcony. I'm guessing it's going to be relatively sheltered or out of the wind at the moment. The direction that Britannia is moored. It's a lovely strong sun, 25 degrees. You really would. Even though you've elected to go on a cruise around the UK, you might think you've gone to the Mediterranean. Weather in the Mediterranean has not been so good recently. Yeah, a number of shipmates there without their shirts on. I'm assuming Marina Clark will have her shirt on. We're not that sort of YouTube channel, are we, shipmates? No flags. Oh, hardly anyone on their balconies either. Oh dear, where is everyone? No, hardly anyone on their balconies. There's a panel between the cabins, between the balconies, but if you happen to know the shipmate you're staying with next door, you can flip open the panel and have an extended balcony. Looks like everyone is probably down at the buffet. The buffet. I'm thinking probably, as our excellent spanner Kevin 2's just pointed out. There we go. So that's the end of Britannia. What's up here? I can see a few people up at the top here. Oh yeah, there's a few people up here. I think what is holding up the departure of Britannia, which should have been 1 minute ago, is the container ship JSP Anna. JSP Anna is just about to come past the ocean terminal. They won't be expecting Britannia to pull out in front of JSP Anna, so we'll probably wait 10 minutes or so for JSP Anna to pass. Quite a small cruise ship, really. Oh, cruise ship. Quite a small container ship in the scheme of things. So there's quite a few yachts out now on the swing moorings. That is Netley Sailing Club, not Netley Cliff Sailing Club. Netley Cliff Sailing Club are generously host our camera, but I think those yachts are from Netley. Well, I could be wrong. It could be Netley Cliff. I've got to get my perspectives right up. Let's have a little look. Make sure I'm not looking at faux pas, which wouldn't be the first time. Yeah, pretty sure they're from. Let's have a quick look. Come on, camera. Cave. Oh no, I think they are from Netley Cliff Sailing Club. Didn't have my angles right. Yeah, so there's a whole host of this time of year. They start to get all the boats, put them back into the water on the swing moorings. The weather improves. You can utilise them at the weekends. Yeah, so there they are there. They've got 5 out at the moment. Sometimes they pull them in and out every day. Other times they just leave them on the swing moorings. You have to row out there, pick up your boat, leave your rowboat there, and then off you go. There's Britannia. And we're just waiting for, I think, the JSP Anna to be on her way. Just going to zoom in on this one. Zoom in on the Queen Mary 2. There we go. And we'll just check on JSP Anna. Nope, that's the wrong way. The camera's the wrong location. That's this way. Makes sense to me that they're waiting for the container ship to pass by. With Andrew Fitzpatrick. I've had a great day, shipmates. Been a lovely weather. Shipmate Jim Bob says they're all at the bar. Yes, I did have that feeling. Perhaps this is the sort of day where you want a lovely, cooling, rum-based, ice-filled cocktail while you're in the gloriously hot and sunny 25.3 degrees centigrade. Port of Southampton. Shipmate Lynn says, is there anywhere you would recommend for an evening meal, Captain? End of Port of Southampton. Okay. Well, there's a number of locations I'd recommend. Depends on your food preference choice, I suppose. If you like tapas, La Regata, which is by the ferry terminal, very good. I like La Regata. If you want Indian, cooties on the pier, he's very good. There's also a Bayleaf just up the street. There's also a new one opened up that I've not been to, but I've heard some good things about it. It's called the Tap and Tandoor. Combines an Indian restaurant with tapas-style Indian food and a pub. Sounds like it might be onto a winner. That's just up in West Quay South. If budget is no expense, then there are a few other places you could go to. Also in West Quay South is one that's quite a favourite with a few of my shipmate friends. It's a Red Dog Saloon, American style sort of hamburger joint, but with lots of steaks and porks and all those sorts of yummy things. With a David Sturge. I don't know whether Jim Bob's is like meatballs. And this is the ASP Anna container ship that I think we are waiting for to depart. And then we'll be watching Britannia go, I'd imagine, fairly soon afterwards. Normally, VTS coordinates the vessel movements quite well. I don't know why there's a bit of a hiccup here. It does often happen, though. Sometimes there's a problem departing. It takes them a little while to sort out the lines, or there's a technical problem. Or the pilot's late, I guess. I particularly heard of pilots being late, but I wouldn't be surprised. Not many containers on ASP Anna, is there? ASP Anna's off to Dunkirk in France, so sort of a local trip for her. No, she registered. Looks like she's registered in Madeira. Oh, there's a shipmate there, right at the very back. Is he going to give us a wave? Go on, shipmate. Got one of the bridge crew having a sneaky gasper on the back of the bridge. quite a few container ships here in the port of Southampton that will just, the smaller ones tend to travel to the local destinations, France, Ireland, the Channel Islands. And then as they get bigger, they travel more between the major ports from China or over to the United States or over down to Africa. But it's always quite interesting to see some of these smaller vessels. Some of them have a wonderful patina as well, where they've been at sea for so long. And no one has painted them in what looks like hundreds of years. They're just slightly colourful rust buckets. And this is the bow of Britannia on our left-hand side there. Still no shipmate there. I was expecting to see the shipmate now that ASP, or JSP rather, Anna has passed. Oh, there's Steve from the UK. He says he's on Ventura tomorrow, albeit the aft waving. Excellent shipmates. I'm sure someone will follow you on the cameras. I won't be broadcasting tomorrow. I shall be out on the water myself. It's been slightly questionable as to where we will be going due to the ever-changeable weather. But current suggestions are that we're going to head down to Lulworth Cove and drop anchor. With the Carol Finney says, question saying soon, whereabouts roughly do we look to wave on a sail away? A good question. Depends on the ship. I don't really. Somewhere near the stern's often a good location. If you don't have a balcony cabin that's facing the right way, somewhere near the stern's probably your best bet, or near the top where the name of the ship is. I can normally see the top is good, or stern is good. Oh, there, Shipmate Williams says, how was my time up in Doncaster last weekend? A bit of an interesting experience, Doncaster. I don't have anything particularly against Doncaster, but normally as I'm travelling around the country, I often find something interesting about the place I go to. Doncaster, not a lot going on in Doncaster, I have to say. It was the birthplace of Thomas Crapper, who invented the flushing toilet. Also the home of Jeremy Clarkson. We've got 3 ships here. We've got the Ferry, the Ro-Ro, and Queen Mary 2, and also the Red Jet. Apparently, the oldest living goldfish used to live in Doncaster. I can't remember exactly, but I think it lived to an age of something like 43. Quite impressive. And of course, there is the Doncaster horse racing circuit, which probably would have been the most interesting thing to go and see. But I didn't have enough time. Took a quick visit to York while I was in the area as well, but unfortunately didn't have enough time to do much there. I was hoping to grab a river cruise for lunch on the River Ouse, but it didn't pan out that way. I'm not sure. I was going to say I'm not sure on my next travels now, but yes, so I am sure. My next travels will be off on a boat filming a music video. Probably going to head down to Allen Bay or the Needles or something for dramatic backdrop footage in sort of Ibiza style with the DJ on the flybridge. I'm not sure how it's going to go. It sounds like I'm going to make a mess of it. Ahoy there, the French 1989 says, Happy World from France. Very good, shipmates. Bonjour, mon ami. Or shall I say bonsoir? Oh, Ellie Murray says there was a tornado in Doncaster last year, or some years ago. Probably the best thing that's happened to Doncaster. No, I shouldn't say that, should I really? No, I'm sure there's lots of exciting things happening in Doncaster. So that's the Glovis Ro-Ro on the way. Oh, you can really see Queen Mary 2 turning now, can't you? She's turning hard to, well, not hard to starboard, but turning to starboard. Heading off round Cowshot Spit. And I'll have a quick check on Britannia, but no movement on Britannia. You would think there'd be something on Britannia, wouldn't there? 15 minutes late now. Shipmate Walter Cleland says that Solent Ships is the best channel on YouTube. Well, thank you very much, Shipmate. I think I'll pay you that bribe in rum later. Shipmate David Serafin says, does the Waverley paddle steamer come to Southampton during summer? Good question. I don't, not normally. Sometimes she has been here, but it's not a normal occurrence. I don't know about this year. I think she was down in Plymouth earlier. I think it might have been her winter refit. I might be imagining that, of course. But I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure she has been in, but I'm not sure if she will be. I'd have to check. There are a few more cruise ship movements at the weekend, shipmate. We have Iona tomorrow. We have Iona, Ventura, and Aurora. Then on Sunday, we have Avia, Riviera. And during the week, we have the Island Princess, the Ada Prima, the Seven Seas Splendor, Regal Princess, Anthem of the Seas, and Celebrity Silhouettes. Celebrity Silhouettes next Saturday. And then along with Iona, Mineshift 3, MSC Virtuosa, and Sky Princess. So that's 5 cruise ships next Saturday. You can see just to the right, that's Cowshot Castle, that dumpy little castle building. It's the name. And the big tower with the radar on top is the NCI Coast Guard Watchtower, run by volunteers, and they keep an eye on the Solent and inform us of all the shipping movements. Let's have a look at that. I think the container ship has... I don't know quite where the container ship is. Oh, yeah, on our way down Southampton Water. That's the JSP Anna. No problem now, is there really, for Britannia? No excuses. Yes, so next Saturday is, like, so as I've forgotten the shipmate's name, 5 cruise ship movement next Saturday. That will consist of times are unconfirmed at the moment. Probably start around about 4 o'clock, I imagine. Probably about 8, but then a couple at 6. So we'd have the Celebrity Silhouettes, P&O Iona, Mineshift 3, MSC Virtuosa, and Sky Princess. It'll be a busy day in the Port of Southampton next weekend. Then on the Sunday, in fact, we've got Queen Victoria, the World. No, sorry. Just on the Sunday, we've just got Queen Victoria. My mistake. And then Monday, it's the World. Pretty busy. Oh, you're just looking at nothing, are you? That's not very good. Let me do that. Sorry about that. I was miles away, thinking about 5 ships for next week. Steve Joy have come up with some information on steamship or paddle steamer rather, Waverley. Okay, so when's Waverley coming in? Oops, reveals timetable. Yada yada yada. It's just a Daily Echo. Oh, that's an awful website. Oh, funny enough, going to Lulworth Cove. That's where I should be going at the weekend. First cruise leaves Southampton on September the 1st. Passengers of the Needles. Oh, there we go. Oh, I shall probably do something for that. I might try and get on board. Be interesting, wouldn't it? Get on board the paddle steamer. Don't think I've ever been on a paddle steamer before. I'm trying to think. No, I have been on a paddle steamer before. Certainly haven't filmed one for the channel more appropriately. We can see the Queen Mary 2 and the container ship all at the same time. Oh, it's shipmate. Oh, where's he gone now? Shipmate Steve from the UK says the world was in Bristol, Portbury yesterday. Aha! It does get around then. Oh, yeah, and shipmate David Seraphin says the world is a residential ship which you can live on. That's right. Oh, and shipmate Carol Penny says, I think she's talking about Waverley must have travelled round the island on Waverley last year. Well worth it. I shall bear that in mind, shipmate. Shipmate Mr. Elvis says they have a 22-night cruise to the Caribbean on Arvia. Not until next October. Long time to wait. I think you might need to get yourself on something else a bit earlier. Shipmate, that's a long way in advance, isn't it? Shipmate Barry Finch is on Arvia this Sunday. Shipmate Terence Sharp says just came off Queen Victoria as crew on Tuesday. Excellent, shipmate. Any chance you can get the captain on board to have a personal tour of the engineering spaces and the bridge? If you can, shipmate Terence, that'll be much appreciated. Still nothing going on. So I would be expecting to see a shipmate there on the hatch, ready to coordinate the bring in of the lines so that Britannia can depart. But I see nothing. Nothing at all. Unfortunately, I don't have access to the radio at the moment, so if they've radioed in to say that they're delayed, I don't know what they've said. Well, we'll keep an eye on that, shipmates. Shipmate Jack Pittman says can't wait until August when they're off on Britannia to the Med. Thinking if you're around the UK on Britannia this weekend, you would think you'd have gone to the Med, looking at 30 plus centigrade in a lot of the UK. Not here on the south coast though, we seem to be on the edge of some sort of storm. Excellent spanner. Mark G suggests that Marina has already gone to the bar. Probably indulging in some rum-based cocktails, thinking that it's such a glorious day. Why would you be anywhere else? But let's have a little look. I think, on the stern of Britannia. Which much as we all like container ships, perhaps a cruise ship would be more appropriate. Well, there's definitely a couple of shipmates out on their balconies now. Let's see if Marina Clark is. Let's see if we can find her at the stern, busy tucking into the cocktails. This is the stern or the back of the ship for cocktail challenged. Some lovely looking cabins on the stern there. Look at that. Great views. Oh, there's a chap there enjoying the view from his stern cabin. I think that would be my favourite location if I could choose or could afford. I've noticed it's quite expensive to get to choose your spot. Not too bored. Oh, sure. Ahoy there, shipmate Sabrina Deek. Welcome aboard, shipmate. Glad you could join us. Many thanks for subscribing. And if you are enjoying this YouTube channel, please do subscribe. It's looking quite quiet, isn't it? A few people sunbathing. Looks like a bit of a gust on the top there. I can see the anemometer whizzing around. We still have the container ship going past the Forley terminal. Oh, there, Barry Finch says, am I broadcasting on Sunday? Oh, don't think so, shipmate. Probably won't be back in port in time, unfortunately. The cameras will be streaming, as per always, but I won't be broadcasting. Shipmate David Severus said it's Storm Oscar coming from the Carries. Yes, I think you're right. I heard it was a storm coming, making forecasting very unpredictable. Shipmate Vanessa Wells says they're going to be on one of the corner suites on the 30th of June. Have flags ready to wave. Oh, well done, shipmate. Top job there. Flags ready to wave. Brilliant. That's what we want to see. Well, I can't see a lot of activity going on here. I'm going to have to zoom out a bit, I think. I see there are a number of shipmates from different countries. Where else? Where we've had one shipmate from France. Who else do we have in the chat? If you're not from the UK shipmates, just let us know where you are from. Shipmate Dave Marston says, hope to get away in November to chase the Northern Lights. Excellent. I have successfully not taken a picture of the Northern Lights every time I try. Yeah, it's harder than it looks. It's always cloudy every time I go. David Serapin is from Switzerland. Oh, you must have appreciated that flag we saw earlier then, shipmate. Right up your street. See if we'll get Queen Mary 2 on Cow's Cam shortly, I would think. Nope. Oh, Cow's Cam, there we go. Cow's Cam. We should see Queen Mary 2, I think, on Cow's Cam shortly. I do tend to get it wrong, get my timings wrong. She'll be coming in from the left-hand side of the screen. We are looking over towards Lee on the Solent. That's that sort of collection of buildings on the shore on the right hand side. Not entirely sure what's over to the left. Shipmate Thomas Geiger says, what time does Britannia go at? Britannia departs 28 minutes ago. 28 minutes late, shipmate. Shipmate Davy G. Welcome aboard, shipmate. Many thanks for subscribing. Grab yourself a mug of grog down from the galley. See if I can get... There we go. I'm just going to get prepared. I am prepared. It looks like a Blade Runner 2 on the left-hand side of the screen there. Shipmate Gary Morgan says, how do releasing the lines is straightforward. How do the lines get to the people to tie up on the shore? Good question. There is a little tiny pilot boats that scurry between the two. They often take up the lines that are further away, not necessarily on the ship, on cruise ships, more on larger container ships. Most of the time they have a very small weighted line which they throw to the dock. The shipmates on the dock catch it, and then they can pull in the much larger line which secures to the dock side. So yeah, it's quite good to watch. Shipmate Valerie Sport says, have I had any more thoughts on making badges? You'd have an anchor sign for landlubbers like me, a ship's wheel for those that go on cruises. That's a good idea, shipmate. I probably do need to think about it, but I'm quite busy with other things at the moment. But yes, I will get back onto that. This is our view from the Cowes Cam here on the Isle of Wight. There's Queen Mary 2 passing by. It's quite something, isn't it? If you're sat down there. There was one shipmate earlier who was on Cowes Beach. They were saying that they were ready for watch, so they'll be getting a fantastic view. They'll be down there on the beach, maybe tucking into their fish and chips, with a view of the Queen Mary 2 passing by. A little bit hazy in the sky this evening. Probably give us a reasonable sunset, but not enough clouds to make it really interesting. It'll just be it'll just be one of these colourful ones which goes from blue to orange, to dark orange, and then red, and then disappears. The best ones where there are some clouds in the sky, they can really reflect the colours. They're the best. Sometimes we get days and days where there's loads of really good sunsets, and you think, it's just another good sunset. And then next thing you know, you haven't seen one for ages. We made 2 off on a 14-night cruise to the Mediterranean. So departing Port Southampton, frankly, what seems like Mediterranean conditions. Have a quick look. Oh, I see a bit of smoke coming out of Britannia's funnels now. It's a good sign, isn't it? Maybe steaming up, so could be off for departing soon. Just watch Queen Mary 2 as she heads between Portsmouth and the Isle of Wight, past the forts, and around the Isle of Wight, down the English Channel, off. There she goes. Weather here at the Port of Southampton, still over 25 degrees. Wind has died a little. Not a great deal. Still quite windy, really. But I think it might be a little unpleasant if you sat outside. See, there's a bit of smoke coming out of the funnels. Let's have a zoom in, shall we? And see what's going on that hatch. I reckon they might be getting ready to depart. Oh, there we are. I can see the lines dropping. We have action at last. A slightly late departure for Britannia. The lines are coming in. Just waiting for that container ship, I guess. In fact, we can see Queen Mary 2 over on Netley Cam. Look at that, just a passing cow shot spit going the other way. Here's the lines coming in. Slowly pull the lines in, and then we'll be left with just a single line, like I say, a couple of single lines, ready to go. Notice now that not many of the shipmates on board are wearing face masks. Quite a while they're all wearing face masks. They seem to have given up on that now. Looks like he's on his radio, saying it's lovely out here. No rush. Oh, there go the last two lines. Very shortly, Britannia will be departing. You'll probably see a nudge back ever so slightly at first. It's probably not like the boats I go on, where when you take the lines in, the ship starts moving instantly. Even though there's a fair wind out there, I don't think it will affect a ship like Britannia in quite the same way. Shipmate Clive Penning says Britannia's late tonight indeed. Shipmate Mark G's, or rather, Speller Mark G says Britannia's sting up. Yes, that's right. Ellie Murray says someone could do a tidying that bit at the end. Yes, there's a lot of tidying could go on in the port of Southampton, if I'm honest. It's a bit of a mess. I know it's a working port, but nonetheless, it just look a bit untidy. There is one of the red jets shooting past. Right, let's get these. I'm going to get these other cameras in the right places. Thinking ahead for a change. How about that? Outrageous. Get that one's Netley cams lined up, and then. Actually, if you have a quick look on Chin Cam, we can see the container ship that was holding things up, which is why Britannia's late. And Queen Mary 2 as the container ship, GSP Anna, Queen Mary 2. It's quite a long way. We're looking at, I think it's about 12 nautical miles. A good distance for the camera to zoom in. You can see the haze from the hotter days now. Much clearer in the winter when it's not raining or dark. So it seemed to get the right conditions. Never mind, always something to complain about, which is always good. Britannia is now just moving back ever so slowly. She'll move back a few feet. Then she'll start progressing forwards. Oh, I can see a few more shipmates out on their balconies now. Chap there out on top of the wing bridge. That's got to be the best view, isn't it? I wonder if that's publicly accessible or if that's only the balcony for one of the cabins. See, there's a reasonable breeze on the P&O flag on the bow there of Britannia. So I think the weather is still gusting to 20 knots with a wind of 18 knots. So it's pretty breezy in port. It's still over 25 degrees and it's almost 7 o'clock. It's over 25 degrees in port How fantastic is that? Shipmate Williams says, are we expecting some horns from Britannia as she departs? Oh, I don't know, shipmate. I have to say, I don't know. They've been a bit stingy lately with the horns. Shipmate Dan Williams has just found out that comedian Jason Manford is on board. Yeah, we found that out earlier. Be quite a treat for people. I think he's quite an amusing chap. Shipmate David Sturge will be on RV on the 25th of June. We are looking out for a channel favourite from Marina Claire. She better give us a wave, or we'll have to send her to the brig next time she's on the channel. Can't see any waving going on today. The other day I think we had 7 or 8 wavers, probably the most we've ever had. Today, none. Earlier in the week, we had a super yacht arrive, and we had wavers on the super yacht. I mean, come on, wavers on super yachts. What more could you want? Let's see if there's anything going on the top there. Anybody waving at the top? I see no wavers. A little ship there at the bottom of the screen is the Red Kestrel, the freight-only ferry to the Isle of Wight. Just preparing the itching cam. Make sure we get itching cam in the right place. There we go. Itchy cam, unfortunately, is looking straight to the sun at the moment, so that's the silhouette of the top of the Britannia from Itchen on the other side of the water. And on Netley cam, can't quite see her on Netley cam yet. Shipmate Julie Walker says this time last week, she was Sky Princess returning from our trip to Oslo, Copenhagen, Skagen, Kirksland, and can't wait to go on Britannia in August. Bean says Marina is on the port side. Ah, port side. Okay, thanks for that, Bean. We'll keep a lookout. And Ellie Clark says I'm on the port side. Yeah, so I don't often look in the chat while I'm doing other things. I run out of chat space, or I'm not paying attention, more likely. So, yes, thank you for that, shipmates. We'll keep an eye out for Marina Clark. I knew she said she was going to wave. Linda Clark says, that's a superior deluxe balcony above the bridge. We have the cabin next October. One huge balcony. Wow! Okay, that's interesting. Well, thank you for that, shipmate. Linda Clark is talking about... there we go. I'll get a good view here. In fact, there's someone on it, I think. Let's have it up. I'm talking about the bridge. So it's the wing bridge here. Is the bit that's sticking out over... There you go. It's that bit that sticks out there at the front. And apparently, there you go, there's 2 shipmates on board. And what our excellent channel member was saying was that is a balcony for a cabin. I mean, how phenomenal was that? Your entire balcony is just sticking out the side of the ship. Best balcony ever. I think that is best balcony ever. You even got an anemometer, so you can see how windy it is. You'll be able to see forwards, backwards, and to the side. You've got an excellent exposed view. I frankly, I'd imagine it's going to be a touch windy if it's when you're out at sea. But, you know, the view is just phenomenal. Looks like Britannia's starting to make the turn. I'll have a little zoom out because it's really a lovely image to see right down the side of the vessel as she starts to turn. Look at that, you can see a few shipmates are there. Oh, and there's one of the red funnels. We're going to look for our shipmate Marina Clark. She's apparently on the port side. Can't see the port side yet, that's on the other side. We are currently looking at the starboard side. See all those lifeboats? Hopefully you never need to use one of those. That's looking straight down the starboard side. Now we're getting to the stern. There's those lovely stern cabins with the balconies. As you can see, look at the speed that Britannia has there, turning. Very impressive. A couple of people out on the stern balconies. And now we're looking down the port side. Yeah, quite a few shipmates now out on their balconies. Perhaps they're getting themselves the last view of the sunny port of Southampton before heading down to the buffet. A quick check in the chat. Port side stern for Marina. Port side stern. Okay, let's have a quick look at the port side stern then, shall we? Are we talking balcony or just on the top? No information whereabouts of the port side stern. Let's just hope maybe up here, perhaps. Would that be Marina Clark up there somewhere? No, can't see anyone looking like they're about to wave. You can normally tell because they're normally looking at their mobile phones. Chap there in a red t-shirt. Is he? No. Perhaps she's a bit higher up. Nope. Can't see anyone. Someone's having a dip in the pool by the looks of it. You'd certainly be using the onboard pool facilities, wouldn't you? Okay, shipmate Etienne says 5 decks up and 2 in. Okay, right, let's go back down again. So she's on a balcony. Let's have a look. Where are you, Marina? 5 decks up and 2 in. 5 decks up, eh? Oh, hello. I think we might have found Marina. Oh, it's a bit dark on this side of the ship, isn't it? Definitely some waving going on there. Double-handed waving as well. Yeah, I think we've got them. Yeah, look, they're looking down at some device. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. Well done, shipmates. That's double-handed waving and double waving from double people. Double the pleasure. And she'll be off on a cruise around the UK. I was going to say a Mediterranean cruise, but frankly, this weather is Mediterranean-like. We're having a jolly good time. Look, it's so bright on the stern, isn't it? And she is coming past the dockhead. Oh, this is one of the local. There's a Ocean Scene, I think that might be one of the local little sightseeing cruises. You can rent those out, or sometimes they're open to the general public, sometimes they're closed for private parties, but they go around the ports. Lovely on a day like today. Let's see what's going on. Watch the cruise ships. Looks like quite a few shipmates have their balcony doors open. Not surprised with the weather still over 25 degrees centigrade. Well, there's shipmate Peter Evans. Many thanks for subscribing. Welcome aboard, shipmate. If you are enjoying this YouTube channel, shipmates, please do think about subscribing. I try to make the live streams predictable as possible. I seem to run into problems with my own personal scheduling and the weather conditions for when I'm out and about myself on the water. There we go, just going past the dockhead now. Off to Liverpool and some places in Scotland, Edinburgh. Really getting about. As you will be able to see on Netlycam. Very strong sun still with a lovely silhouette there. Oh, there, shipmate Mr. J. Dam. Welcome aboard. Many thanks for subscribing. I'll have a quick look back in the chat. So I think I can't guarantee there'll be any more ships TVs this weekend. I'm out and about on the water, down to Lulworth Cove actually. But next Saturday, we have 5 cruise ships departing. I'll definitely be live streaming that one. One of the busiest days we get here in the Port of Southampton. So I'd just like to thank all of the spanners who do an excellent job at filling in all those gaps in information I failed to see. Many thanks to all my PayPal donors, Patreons, and of course, all you subscribers. Well, I hope you enjoyed that one, shipmates. I will continue to follow P&O Britannia as she departs Port of Southampton for a UK coastal trip, which frankly, considering the weather is still over 25°C, it's well be a Mediterranean cruise, hadn't it? Brilliant stuff. And with that, shipmates, I shall see you all later. Till next time.
Oral G, oh boy, I'm not even going to try. They mostly call